I wasn't expecting to make this video today, but breaking news, Hasan Piker's been banned on Twitch. Now, I know he's been banned before, but I think this one's a little bit different. Now, for those of you that aren't very familiar with Hasan, he's a pretty prominent political streamer on Twitch, probably like the biggest one, you know? And he is crossing the line when it comes to covering like terrorist stuff. You've probably seen him like here and there popping up in the news and stuff. But yeah, that's basically who Hasan is. And everyone has been really looking forward to seeing if Twitch is going to make a decision on this guy, because he keeps taking things further and further. Like, for example, covering and reading a manifesto of the shooter who just recently shot at the two people at the Israeli embassy. So, I mean, that's pretty gnarly. And it turns out that's the reason why he got banned. Let's take a look. First, this is what popped up. I mean, this streamer bans, they always let everyone know when someone that is a Twitch partner gets banned. And here is why it says he was banned. Now, this is really interesting. So first, I want to just read what the ban says. It says your Twitch account, HasanAbi, has been temporarily suspended. Twitch is committed to keeping our community safe, blah, 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 blah. Based on a review of your activity, we have issued a global suspension on your account. As a result, to access to Twitch services is temporarily restricted. Here's the interesting thing, right? So I've seen a lot of bans on Twitch, and I've seen a lot of these messages about the ban. This one's like customized to not have an amount of time on it, and it's on a holiday weekend. This is a Memorial Day weekend, and Twitch doesn't really like to work on the weekends that much. So in order for this to go through, something from the top had to have got somebody to like go out of their way to make sure that this happens. Okay, now it says improper handling of terrorist propaganda, sharing content related to terrorist or violent extremist groups. Examples of violative conduct include, but not limited to, showing a violent extremist manifesto on stream while denouncing it. Super interesting language. What's the while denouncing it part? I've seen that clip, and it is, you know, you got to understand, this guy speaks in code. Okay, so his audience, which is very vast, they know that when he's like saying one thing, he actually means another thing, and they're like basically expressing what he really means with their comments in his chats. Look at any of his streams, you'll see he's saying one thing, and then there's like how everyone really feels and who he's catering to, what they're saying in the chat, and they know what he means. So I just think that this is really interesting while denouncing it. I think it's a well-known fact, Twitch very much favors Hasan on their platform, and they've been letting him get away with a lot of crazy stuff, to a point where actually it's very much known that advertisers are like abandoning this platform, and it's in a place where it's like, dude, is like Amazon gonna like sell it? Is Amazon like, it's actually getting pretty crazy. The other reason is speaking out against terrorist organizations while displaying a recruitment video. So it's he's banned for speaking out against terrorist organizations. This guy's done nothing but support them. So there's something really interesting going on with this language. I feel like Twitch is only doing this because they absolutely have to. There's pressure coming from so high up that it is beyond probably any of the leadership at Twitch, and it's above Twitch. Amazon coming in saying, what the fuck, dudes? What are you doing with this guy? And the person responsible for writing this, the language is just super interesting here. I haven't seen anybody really bring that up. But yeah, so Hasan's explanation for this is, I covered the motives of the Israeli embassy staff shooter. Twitch TOS dictates a suspension for even critical examination of the manifesto. I believe this is a bad policy for news and press freedom. I'll take the suspension, but hope Twitch changes this policy in the future. Nah, like, this is all bullshit, because he's getting banned because of liability. That's what I think is going on here. So by banning him, they can now like legally prove, hey, we have taken action on this guy at a certain point. You know, I think it could be argued against that there's not enough done on their part, and it was like too little too late kind of a thing. And I think that can also be argued legally as well. But that's what they're doing. So they're doing this because they have to. There's no amount of time on here, and I think that what they're doing is they are kind of waiting this out. So they're banning him for an unknown amount of time until things cool off. Maybe they can get some advertisers to come back to the site, and because without advertisers, the site's going to fail, and they're going to continue to bleed money from Amazon, and Amazon's going to get sick of it at some point. So it's, you know, in a position where they're pretty screwed at this point unless they make some serious changes. I think like just all the leadership of this company should be fired. I think that most of the staff at this company should be fired, with the exception of like all the best people who are there to make Twitch as good as possible and not put their ideologies first and foremost in front of their work. But that's just the way I see it. You know, I think that's what I think would save Twitch. But yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting that this has happened. You know, things have gotten pretty hot, and now we just have to wait and see what happens. Are they going to unban him after a day? Or are they going to wait it out?